Mic check. Good morning. Mic check. Geraldo, Edgar, welcome in. Pravina, welcome in. Lord Merman, welcome in. Desi Boy Gaming, good morning. Good morning. Hey, somebody posted something. Somebody posted something and said this. Actually, a couple of you said this. Still holding on to my Hood 117 calls from yesterday. Okay. This right here worries me. One of my rules is you never, ever turn a planned day trade into a swing trade. So if this is not something, still holding on to my 170, if this is not something that you have taken some profit on and you're just leaving runner size and letting it go to see where it can go, if that is not the scenario here, and this is still a full size position that is expiring this week and you're swing trading it, Hood is not that much, it closed here. It's not gapped up that much here. And when you're trading those weekly expiration contracts, what happens is your premium decays at an exponential rate. So even though, Hood closed down here and it's opening up potentially up here, there's a chance that whatever your contracts were worth here, they're probably worth the same or maybe even a little less here because of theta decay at a premium at an exponential rate. So I don't know this trader's situation. I know that they're new here, but I don't know what their situation is here. Hopefully they took the majority of profits off there at the end of the day before the overnight session. I mean, maybe there's a chance this opens up a little higher, but it's risky to start doing. I mean, we're going into Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday. So, if you're trading Friday's expiration, like as we get closer and closer to expiration, what happens is your premium starts decaying like that. Probably not backwards, but it starts decaying faster and faster and faster and faster. So every single minute, every single hour that you're holding on to those positions, you are losing money unless this is moving in your favor, and that does count for overnight. So I want everybody to be aware of that. All right, first one on the watch list. We've got a major gap up today on most names. It does feel crazy. It feels a little extended. I wish that it didn't happen because yesterday where things closed at, we got that opening, kind of like opening sell-off, opening consolidation. You remember yesterday's session? It was trash in the morning. The end of day, midday, really turned it up, and we loved that. What we did not want to see is a gap up this morning necessarily because yesterday's run at the end of day put everything back into play for us, and now the gap up takes it back out of play. So what this will feel like when SPY opens up and we have a long at 655, yes, this is breaking the pre-market high. Yes, this is making new all-time highs, but the stock is also already up. The ticker's already up. For 0.5%, and then we have to account for that as part of a move. So 0.5% run on top of more of a run, it's extension on top of extension. It's gonna feel like we're chasing, and I don't like that feeling. So the ideal scenario on a gap up day is going to be an opening sell-off or an opening dip that gets bought to run this back up. And if you don't know what that looks like, take a look at UNH from yesterday. This is a gap up yesterday, an opening dip that breaks the downtrend trend line. That dip gets bought and it runs it back up. This is exactly this scenario right here. This is what we want to see on every single stock that's crazy gapped up this morning. So not so much something like Hood, which is barely gapped up, but rather something like PLTR, which is up percentage-wise 3%, over 3%. Or if we're trading something like AMD, right? Percentage-wise, what's this gap up here? 4.5%. So opening sell-off is what makes sense to relieve some of the buying pressure as traders that are holding positions overnight start taking the profits. Opening sell-off, opening dip that gets bought. What we don't necessarily want to see is a gap and go, because that's going to feel like extension on top of extension. And what we definitely don't want to see is the gap up that totally reverses and comes back down, because that's going to put a lot of stuff out of play. Luckily for you, I've designed the watch list so that we have options or opportunities to both sides. So no matter what the market sentiment winds up being today, we should be able to find an opportunity to take trade on. So we'll start with SPY. First one on the watch list, long idea above $655. Just looking for the break of pre-market highs. You could go aggressive on this long at 654 if you really want to. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to lean more towards the conservative side today. And then the short idea is going to be at the whole number at 650, which is just below the PDC. So on a break of 650, you will be getting a green to red move. I don't expect that to happen today. I think if we get any sort of significant sell-off, this probably just sells to the PDC and bounces or holds. I don't see this gap up fully reversing. It could happen, but I don't think that it's likely to happen. So SPY, that's number one on the watch list. Hood, number two on the watch list. In a lot of cases, I would go long at the pre-market high at 122, but Hood, where this is opening up at, seemingly, as of right now, where this is opening up at, it will put in a new all-time high. So every high made from here is a new all-time high, which is a very bullish thing. So I do want to be as aggressive as possible, but not overly conservative. So being as aggressive as possible, I'd go long at 120, but I don't want to get faked out right at the open. I do want to give this room to flex. And I don't want to go so conservative to be long at 122. So I'm doing a middle ground long level placed at $121. And my short level I placed way down here at 114. I don't feel like 114 is going to be in play, but it's the level that makes the most sense from yesterday's low of day and then the prior day's two dips down to that area. So 114, under 114, you've got clear room for this to fall down to 110. That's going to be the down to the top side of that gap on the daily. But I don't think it's going to get to 114 today unless we see some sort of crazy sell-off. So you could probably just ignore that level. What we're mostly looking for on Hood today is going to be new all-time highs following yesterday's reversal move up and then the recent gap up and run. You know the news. The analysis here on Hood has not changed. We are just still looking for new all-time highs. So if you want to be extra conservative on this, long above 122. If you don't mind being somewhat aggressive, long at 121. If you want to be really aggressive, long at 120. So however you run that is going to be up to you. Google, next one on the watch list. Yesterday's run puts this at all-time highs. We're going to be looking for new all-time highs, long above 241. I actually really like this setup. Google's not the cleanest moving name out there, but it's not extended. I mean, this is basically a flat open. It is not gapped up significantly. It has not made too much of a higher high beyond yesterday's high of day. I like Google above 241. No short level set on this. The only thing that I'm going to be looking for is new all-time highs to be made. Apple, next one on the watch list. This is without a doubt going to be a short idea and a short idea only. We're not looking to take Apple long for a couple of reasons. Number one, the sell-off yesterday from the Apple event. It's the old adage, you buy the rumor, sell the news. People think all the time that when these Apple events come out or happen that the stock's going to run. I don't think I've ever seen it run on Apple event days. I think if anything, I've mostly seen Apple sell off on these Apple event days because people are expecting them to announce something with AI or expecting them to announce something with a new product launch. And then it's just the same old iPhone that comes out every single year with a new camera. That's it, or an upgraded camera. So it's a disappointing thing for Apple. The event yesterday, it's selling off, it's gapping down against a market that is overall gapping up. This already is showing us relative weakness in the pre-market. And on top of that, we had weakness yesterday, and there is a gap to be filled on Apple on the daily. It looks like that. Now, unfortunately for us, Apple on the gap down has partially entered into that gap, which we don't necessarily count as a gap fill, but we can't go long prior to the pre-market low because the problem with that is that there's potential support at 232. So this does limit us on profit margin here a little bit, but we're going to be looking for Apple short idea under 232. My thinking is this has room to fill that gap down to, what was it, 231, maybe sub 231, and then hopefully this just continues to sell off beyond that to give us the profit margin that we're looking for. So no long level on Apple. This is our hedge idea against everything else. PLTR, next one on the watch list. This is an up gapper, and it is one of the only big up gappers that I've put on this watch list. If we look at other up gappers, you've got NVIDIA, big up gap. You've got AMD, big up gap. You've got PLTR, big up gap. You've got SMCI, big up gap. You've got MU with a big up gap. And you've got one more, Oracle, ORCL, with a big up gap from earnings. I don't want to put all of those big-ass up gaps on the watch list in case they all sell off. Doesn't make any sense to me. So PLTR is going to be my pick. Here's why. On the daily chart time frame, PLTR looked like it was going to break down from the 150 hold number on last Friday. Didn't do that. It sold off, yes, but it bounced. That bounce got bought. I talked about this. I specifically talked about this on Sunday. When I put out my analysis video, I said, this looks like it's going to break down, right? I mean, I'm going to look for it for lower lows, but typically what happens when you see this, when this sells off and that dip gets bought like that, that's buying pressure. This is bullish. This is not a bearish candle. This is bullish. This is telling you that PLTR tried to dump, buyer stepped in at support, bought this thing back up, and I said what you usually see is a reversal in price. If you don't believe me, I got the receipts. Go check out my video from Sunday. This is something that is reversing. It's breaking out of this bear pennant pattern, holding the $150 hold number as a point of support, holding the 50 EMA as a point of support, and moving topside on an up gap this morning. So that's why this is going to be my pick over everything else that's out there, including AMD, NVIDIA, Oracle, all of those names. I'm only putting this one long above 169. We're looking for the break of the pre-market high. I've got two more for you. Hang in there. Amazon, going to be the next one on the watch list. The analysis here really hasn't changed either. We have been watching Amazon for higher highs. We have been getting higher highs on Amazon, so it makes sense to just continue to look for higher highs. Excuse me, running out of breath there. Long idea above $239. Next one on the watch list, and the final one, we can't forget about it. It's going to be UNH. I'm actually really surprised that this ran another $10 beyond where I thought that this could run. Remember yesterday, I said that this looks good above $335, right? That was our long level, $335. And when this poked up right here on this candle there, we were running that Q&A session. I said, oh, here goes UNH. You guys need to watch this. UNH breaks out, holds the prior resistance as support, and then boom, here's your move on higher volume. And it was a quick run. My initial price target was 342 because that was the bottom side of that gap on the daily. I didn't have any idea that this could move from 335 to 342 so quick. And then beyond that was really, really surprising. I didn't think it was going to enter into the gap. So after this reversal yesterday, it reversed off the low of day, ran up to the pre-market high, broke the pre-market high, broke the gap, broke into the gap area up here, and then continued to run $10 into the gap area. Crazy, big moves there. So UNH, with that type of significant move, it might give us something known as an inside day, where this doesn't necessarily make a higher high, but it also doesn't sell off and make a lower low. But as long as this is trading up here, there's still plenty of gap to fill. We need to watch it topside. Long idea above 352. You've got a price to, I mean, look at this gap, right? Massive gap still left here. So if you got FOMO from missing the move yesterday, don't have it. It's fine. This just gives us confirmation that this is ready to move up. Long idea above 352 for the gap fill, continuation gap fill topside. This has room to 370 plus. This has room to 370 plus. And by the way, to anybody that's swing trading UNH, congratulations. I've been talking about UNH not since here. I only recently restarted talking about it since there. I've been talking about UNH since over here. I've had UNH shares since over here. I've seen this as a dip opportunity ever since it, so we've been holding for a few months. Probably got, I think, like $20,000 or $30,000 position on this. So not that much, but it's already giving me a solid return. So from 30, let's just say 300, I think my average is 301 up, we're about like 17% right now, up like 16, 17%. And this thing has so much more room to go. I mean, I could see this at $400 pretty easily, pretty quickly. So UNH, we're looking for a long idea above 352. As far as the top stock pick of the day goes, I don't have one. I couldn't decide which stock or which setup that I like the most. So my plan is going to be to to trade what moves and ignore what doesn't, just like we did on Monday. Remember, Monday we had this full watch list and we had all these great setups. We only had 2 of them that moved the way that we thought they were going to move, and those 2 are the ones that we focused on. That's going to be the plan for today. So I have no top stock pick of the day. My plan is to just trade what moves, ignore what doesn't, and we are going to go for whatever is giving us the cleanest move with the most momentum and the cleanest price action there. So, day trade watch list. I'm posting this right now for everybody to go check out. We are trading live today. If you're new to the Discord server, welcome in. We love to have you. Here is the live trading, how you're going to navigate there. What you're going to do, it's not held here on YouTube. It's going to be on Discord. Scroll down, bottom left-hand side of the Discord server, all the way down to the arena. You're going to see voice channels here. Click on that, expand that, click on the arena. Join in there. I will meet you there in about... probably like 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to be over there in a couple minutes. We don't do live trading here on YouTube because of the latency, the lag delay that I cannot control. So that is your full watch list for today. Good luck. If you're not part of the Discord server, you should be, but good luck today. And to everybody else, let's just focus on, what breaks. You know the rules, right? We know the rules here. Also, one more thing before we go. If you are new, do me a favor and spend the time to at least go through video number 1 on the course on WAP. At least do that. I've got people joining in last minute all the time, and I know that you you feel rushed because you're joining last minute and the market's about to open and you got to join and you don't know how to do anything, and so you ask questions. I get it. But that's why you shouldn't do that to yourself. You should really be, if you're joining in something, like give yourself time to get acclimated. You know what I mean? Join in the night before. That way or join in the weekend before so that you've got the whole weekend or the whole night before to go through the stuff that you need to go through to help you navigate to where you need to be. Video number 1 of the WAP course details exactly how to navigate the Discord server, how to get to the live trading, and all the other stuff that you're going to want to know. So please, if you don't do anything else, go at least watch video number 1. I'm really tired of answering the same questions over and over and over and over and over. All right, good luck today. We'll see you over in the Discord server for the live trading. Thank you for your time. I hope that the watch list review has helped you out. No top stock pick of the day. Just trade what moves and ignore what doesn't. All right, we'll see you over in the Discord. Thank you for your time.